Florencia Bisenta de Casillas-Martinez Cardona, known by her stage name Vikki Carr, is an American vocalist. She has a singing career that spans more than 4 decades. Born in El Paso, Texas to parents of Mexican ancestry, she has performed in a variety of musical genres, including pop, jazz and country, while her greatest success has come from singing in Spanish. She established the Vikki Carr Scholarship Foundation in 1971. Vikki Carr has won 3 Grammys and was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Latin Grammys in 2008 at the 9th Annual Latin Grammy Awards. Career Cardona was born in El Paso, Texas in 1941. In 1958, she graduated from Rosemead High School in Rosemead, California, in a class that included famed fashion designer Bob Mackie. Under the stage name, Vikki Carr, she signed with Liberty Records in 1962. Her first single to achieve success was, "He's a Rebel," which in 1962 reached number 3 in Australia and number 115 in the United States. Producer Phil Spector heard Carr cutting the song in the studio and immediately recorded a cover version which reached number 1 in the United States, "Build to the Crystals," although this was in fact incorrect as the actual recording artists were the Blossoms. In 1966, Carr toured South Vietnam with actor-comedian Danny Kaye to entertain American troops. The following year her album It Must Be Him was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards. The title track reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States in 1967, sold more than 1 million copies and received a gold disc. Carr had 2 other songs make the U.S. Top 40, 1968's The Lesson, and 1969's With Pen in Hand. Around this time, Dean Martin called her the best girl singer in the business. Carr had 10 singles that made the U.S. pop charts and 13 albums that made the U.S. pop album charts. In 1968, Carr taped 6 specials for London Weekend TV. She appeared on various television programs, such as ABC's The Bing Crosby Show in the 1964–1965 season. In 1970, she was named "Woman of the Year" by the Los Angeles Times. She guest hosted The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson in 1973, with hit records like, With Pen in Hand, and, It Must Be Him. There were frequent television appearances. A favorite of Johnny Carson's, she appeared more than 30 times on The Tonight Show, even hosting on occasion. She received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1981. Carr also achieved the rare feat of singing for 5 presidents during her career: Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, George Bush and Bill Clinton. In the 1980s and 1990s, Carr had enormous success in the Latin music world, winning Grammy Awards for Best Mexican-American Performance in 1986 for her album Simplemente Mujer, Best Latin Pop Album in 1992 for Cosas del Amor and Best Mexican-American Performance in 1995 for Recuerdo a Javier Solís. She also received Grammy nominations for the discs Brindo a la Vida, Al Bolero, A Ti and Emociones. Her numerous Spanish-language hit singles include, Total, Discúlpame, Déjame, Hey Otro en tu lugar, Esos hombres, Mala suerte, and Cosas del Amor. Cosas del Amor spent more than 2 months at number 1 on the U.S. Latin charts in 1991, her biggest Spanish-language U.S. hit. Her Spanish-language albums have been certified gold and platinum in Mexico, Chile, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Costa Rica, Colombia and Ecuador. She also voiced Georgette in the Latin American dub of Disney's Oliver and Company. In 1999, Carr taped a PBS TV special, Vikki Carr, Memories, Memorias, in which she performed popular bilingual tunes from the 1940s and 1950s. Her guests were Pepe Aguilar, Arturo Sandoval and Jack Jones. In 2001, she released a bilingual holiday album, the Vikki Carr Christmas Album. Carr appeared to great acclaim in a 2002 Los Angeles production of the Stephen Sondheim musical Follies, which also featured Hal Linden, Patty Duke and Harry Groener. In 2006, Carr made a cameo appearance in a straight-to-video thriller called Puerto Vallarta Squeeze. Carr hosted a PBS TV special in 2008, Fiesta Mexicana, which celebrated the music and dance of Mexico. Later that year she was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Latin Recording Academy. Carr marked the occasion with an appearance on the Latin Grammy telecast in which she performed Cosas del Amor, with Olga Tañón and Jenny Rivera. In 2014, Vicki was invited by producer Jerry Gallagher to record with Latin rock legends El Chicano, Alphonse Mouzon, Brian Auger, Alex Ligertwood, Salvador Santana, Ray Parker Jr., Lenny Castro, Saida Garrett, Walfredo Reyes Jr., Pete Escovedo, Peter Michael Escovedo, Jesse J., Marcos J. Reyes and David Paich, as featured on a remake of the Latin classic, Sabor Ami, from a 2019 Gallagher studio album. In August, she headlined a benefit in El Paso for the Walmart shooting victims of the 2019 El Paso shooting. Personal life: Carr married paint company executive Michael Nielsen on August 20, 1979. From June 5, 1993 to present Dr. Pedro de Leon. The bicultural nature of her fame has meant that she has recorded with Vicente Fernandez and Pepe Aguilar while the likes of Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin were friends. Charitable Work Carr devotes time to charities including the United Way, the American Lung Association, the Muscular Dystrophy Association and St. Jude's Hospital. For 22 years she hosted benefit concerts to support Holy Cross of San Antonio Middle and High School in San Antonio, Texas. In 1971, she established the Vikki Carr Scholarship Foundation dedicated to offering college scholarships to Hispanic students in California and Texas. The foundation has awarded more than 280 scholarships totaling more than $250,000.